everybody, we're here on Auburn University's campus at Duncan Hall, home of the Alabama Cooperative Extension System. And we're going to be taking a look at two programs and how they are caring and providing for communities through education. At the Prattville-Autauga Demonstration Garden, and we're here with Mallory with the Alabama Cooperative Extension System, and we're going to be talking today about the Harvest for Health program. So Mallory, introduce yourself and talk to us a little bit about this garden today.
Well, I'm Mallory Kelly, and I'm a regional extension agent with Alabama Extension. And this garden is a project that's been going on in this community a really long time. It started about 25 years ago, and some grant funds were allocated that we were able to put this garden in way before I was an extension agent with Autauga County. But the idea behind it was for it to be a raised bed garden that's accessible for people that have disabilities and handicaps, so that you don't have to bend down so far, and also you could roll in here with a wheelchair and be able to garden. So this is a space that everyone in the community knows about. All the produce that's grown out of it goes to the Interfaith Community Food Bank that's right around the corner, and we donate between 1,500 to 2,000 pounds a year out of this garden. But it's a project of the local Autauga County Master Gardeners, and as we talk today about Master Gardeners and their role with Harvest for Health, these are different kind of projects that they do all around the community that make, you know, our community better. So,
well, can we take a look at the garden?
Yeah, let's go for a walk.
So Mallory, tell us a little bit more about the Harvest for Health program.
Yeah, so this is a partnership with UAB in Birmingham and Alabama Extension, and we came together as they pair up Alabama Master Gardeners who are trained with me on how to garden, right? We teach them how to garden, and then they turn around and help educate their community about gardening. So the partnership was really a perfect marriage, where we then supply master gardeners to cancer survivors who are brought in through the UAB program, and they're matched up, and then our master gardener helps them with teaching them how to build a raised bed, what kind of soils to put in it, what kind of plants they can plant when, what time of year, when should I harvest, what is this bug, how should I kill it, what should I spray, you know, all the different things. Then we have educated master gardeners who walk alongside them and mentor them so that they're successful in their gardening. And the end-all project, you know, is to show results that, you know, it improves not only their diet, where they're eating more healthy vegetables that they're growing, but also they are exercising more, they're getting outside, more fresh air. And so all of those things brought together, then we're trying to do research on to prove that it helps improve their overall health. So today, this is Billy Crawford, and she is a master gardener who is a mentor for a cancer survivor in the Montgomery area. And so she's going to tell us a little bit more about her involvement and what her passion is with this program.
Well, I got involved like 2 years ago, and my passion was because my mom was also in Harvest for Health, and she was also a master gardener, and when they said the program was coming and we could volunteer, my hand was the first one up.
Well, that's really great. So your mom was a cancer survivor?
Yes.
And so she got involved with the Harvest for Health, and so now here you are mentoring others. How does that work?
Well, we're so thankful for the program that they give us all the tools, and we've got our knowledge from going to Master Gardener classes, and we help the participant build the garden, and then we go each month and we plant and we look at the products, and we see what needs to be tweaked this way or that way. But it just gives us a one-on-one with the participant. And mental health, I think on days I've talked to my participants, and they've talked about how you just brighten my day by coming and you're telling me I'm doing the right things, and really they are. They think they're not, but they're just growing. I mean, it's awesome, some of the plants that they're growing. And so we just use all the tools that they provide, and sometimes we have to do research ourselves to make sure we're doing the right thing. But in the end, it's just a win-win program.
So how long is the patient or the participant, how long are they in the program for?
It's a 2-year program for them. The first year, the Master Gardener comes in and spends the whole year. We do a spring, summer, and fall garden. And then the next year, we sort of let them not hold their hand as much, and they're out doing their own gardening. But I can tell you, I still go visit my participants because they become just true friends to me. And I check on them, give them a call, even when I can't go see them. So we keep that one-on-one, and it really helps them, motivate them to get back into the garden and keep going.
And even that too, like a lot of these people have never grown anything before, so they don't even know when the bell pepper is ripe. Like how big should it get? Should it turn orange or yellow, or is it a green bell pepper? Like just different varieties they can plant, how big they get, if they need to stake them, or you know, how do I even know when it's time to harvest, kind of thing. What do I do with it afterwards, you know? So the Master Gardeners are just great resources to be there, walking alongside them, like helping them with any question they may have. And we always say we don't know the answer to everything, but we know where to find the answer.
Right.
So going back and researching and just helping them make wise decisions so they're successful, you know, in what they're growing.
So what do you find is the motivation for the participants? Like,
I think once they see what they've built, and then the vegetables start growing, and then they start getting to pick something, and then they cook it, and their exercise too. I mean, the physically getting out there and being with your garden, and the mental health of just getting outdoors. I think all of it just helps so much.
yeah, that's really awesome. Well, I think you're doing more than just showing them how to garden. You're really just bringing them back to life and showing them what's all out there.
Yeah,
that's really
they are
great.
super people. They are. I mean, they've been through a lot, and if I can brighten up one person's day by that, it's well worth it.
Yeah.
So this is Miss Bobby Spazzali, and she's also a mentor with the Harvest for Health program.
Hi, Miss Bobby.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Tell us about your involvement in the program.
Well, I was a little afraid to get into the program because I'm not one to really be out. Anyway, I went into the Extension Center, and Renee was there from Auburn trying to get recruits. And I was going there to be on the helpline. So she, in her wonderful way that she is, she came up to me and asked me if I would do it. And I said, no, I'm afraid, unless someone would help me. She said, in fact, I have somebody that doesn't want to work alone either. So she paired me up and with someone that was close. And it was not only a good experience for her, it was a good experience for me, because you learn every time you get into dealing with plants. So one of the greatest things is helping someone that wants to be helped or wants to learn. That's the thing, and they want to learn. It's a great program. I've enjoyed it. They've enjoyed it. I will hate to, and I never say goodbye, because I say, if ever you need me, go ahead and call me. I'm there. It doesn't end after a year.
Right.
So, you know, I'm happy.
Friendship for a lifetime.
Friendship for a lifetime.
So how would you pretend I'm one of your participants? How would you work with me in the garden?
Well, first we have the nice meeting, you know, and trivia, get over with.
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and get in there, and we get our gloves on, both of us. And if we have anything to snip off any of the dead leaves or pick the fruit. And just as we're doing and talking to her and telling her some of the things, and not to be afraid of them. They're not to be afraid of, because they're pretty take care of themselves. Then after that we go and sit up on the patio and chat for however long we both have time, because you know, you give it your all when you go.
Relationships.
Yeah, well, she tells me about her life, and I can probably tell her a little bit about mine, and we just kind of play off each other, and it's a wonderful feeling, because I think as you get older you don't have the connection with new people, and it's a really nice feeling.
So Kathy, tell us about where we are today.
Sure. So we're at Samson Strength Sustainable Veterans Project, and also Samson Strength Farms and Veterans Ventures. So we have a farm, but we also have transitional housing that we build for veterans. And part of what we're trying to do with Operation Grow is to expand the farm piece to be a veterans co-op, so that we can bring in other veterans from our community, provide support with learning more about growing different kinds of crops, with equipment, just with that camaraderie that they have in the military.
So Operation Grow started back in 2015. We were doing the Beginning Farmer program, and at all these workshops and events, we would have veterans, which is an underserved community, just say, hey, what else do you have? What can you do for me specifically? So we just saw the need and saw that there was people not being properly taken care of, and we decided to create a whole project around them. So we've taken all of the resources we spent years developing in the Beginning Farmer program and just geared them specifically towards veterans, so we can kind of serve them any way we can. So we really focus on 3 objectives. We try to train everybody up in the program, train all the veterans up in the program, and that can be anything from putting a seed in the ground all the way to starting and running their business on their farm. And then after we've gotten them all trained up, we network them with other agencies, whether that be ag agencies or veteran agencies. And then we also connect them with veterans around their area to try to build up that community, because no one's going to understand a veteran like another veteran. So someone who's been in the same shoes as them, so that they can kind of create a circle amongst themselves to lean on each other. So with Kathleen and Dave, it's kind of a special type of relationship. They helped grow Operation Grow. So they're not somebody who just jumped into Operation Grow. They helped us in 2015 create the program. We run all of our stuff through them so that they can tell us this is useful to veterans, this is not really that necessary, and they kind of get us on the right track. And then they also introduce us to other veterans as well.
So Dave, tell us a little bit more about the farm itself. How many acres? What all do you all do around here?
We'll start with the first question. The farm itself is 115 acres.
Okay.
We have 4 basic parcels. They're all contiguous. As far as what we're doing, if you take a look at the website, it's sssvp.org. If you look at that website and take a look at our case management plan, it talks about all the different things that we do here to help bring veterans an opportunity. We've got maintenance because we've got farm equipment. We have animal husbandry. We've got the chickens, the donkeys, the horses. We have dogs, but one of the things we set up was every house is set so that people can have a dog in that house. The one veteran that's living down across the street there, he's got a dog over there. But we wanted people to have either a dog or a cat, because animals help us get back to where we should be.
So Jeremy and Katrina, tell me a little bit about your your role with Samson Strength. How did you get involved in it?
Absolutely. So we moved here a couple of years ago, and through my wife's coffee shop, we met Dave and Kathy. And they were told us about the awesome work they were doing here in Clay County with their Samson Strength, the nonprofit. And Dave asked me to come out. I come from a family of construction folks. So hooked up with Dave, and I started helping him build these tiny houses that they're using for as part of a rehabilitation process for our veterans. And from that, the relationship just flourished. And then we started doing our own thing with our chickens and our cows. And we've been coming over here getting assistance from Dave and Kathy if we need square bells or round bells or equipment. They've always been very generous to help us out.
Yeah. So how do you see, what is the importance of Samson Strength and like the role that it plays in veterans' lives?
So I think it provides a safe place for veterans to get together because we have unique needs as far as like what we've been through, and it's hard for somebody that has not served, that's not dealing with PTSD or physical trauma, to understand that sometimes we just have a day where we just need to be, you know, we need a day where we can just go sit in the chicken coop and talk with the chickens. And most people would be like, that person's crazy. No, we're just, you know, so I think it's important in that aspect that we build that camaraderie and that we're able to help other veterans that are struggling, and we can provide them an outlet to help them.
So tell us how Operation Grow and the Beginning Farmer program, how they're intertwined with one another, work together.
Yeah, so the Operation Grow program really started a long time ago, but it kind of fell off. But with the Beginning Farmer program, we had started it, and it grew and grew and grew, and it's just a resource for farmers all around the state of Alabama. And what we do is we have resources like newsletters and online courses. We have phone apps. So we use all those resources and go visit these farmers, and they use all this. But when the Operation Grow program started building up and veterans became more and more interested and they were starting to farm, all of the resources we had for Beginning Farmer just suit their needs too. So really we just tied it all together, and it's worked out really wonderful for both programs.
Yeah. So they provide transitional housing for veterans, and then now they've brought in the farming aspect, which is brought in Operation Grow and the Beginning Farmers program. So how do you see like farming and agriculture? How does that benefit a veteran, do you think?
So I think it's pretty crucial for veterans when they come out, that especially through like Dave's and Kathy's program here, that it gives them a means to do something that we see as giving back to our community, right? As serving, right? So through, whether it's through what Dave and Kathy do with their Mustangs or with what we do through our, you know, in essence, meat production, right? Yeah. Is that we're able to not only offer an avenue for these veterans to come in to get training on how to do this themselves, but it also allows them to be more self-reliant, and then it's almost like paying it forward, right? Yeah. So then they can raise their own food, and then they're training other veterans how to do that as well.
So tell us about your experience in the Beginning Farming program.
Okay, I bought some property a few years back. One of the things I wanted to do before I retired was pay off my house, property, and all my vehicles.
Yeah.
I did that a year ago.
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to get into something that I enjoy, which is gardening and alternative techniques, hydroponic, aquaponic, that sort of thing. You can grow it in the ground, and that does fine. It really does. But when you're space conscious, that's a different animal.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff around here, we have a very large retirement community here. A lot of the older people used to have homes and farms and whatnot. If I could work on and perfect some of these tower gardens or the vertical gardening, I could set you up something you could put next to your front steps. And even if you're not able to get out and dig in the ground or whatever, you still get the benefits and the fun of actually working with plants and working in the dirt.
And you're growing your own food.
And that's what I would like to see happen.
Yeah, that's great.
Dave has been very helpful, Dave and Kathy both, as far as learning about certain plants, times of year for this area.
Yeah.
Because I'm not originally from here.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the other things Kathy has talked to me about is the re-education. And they actually have a lot of classes for that type of thing, for farming, for plants. So it's been a really big help.
Yeah, yeah, because what the work of Extension, they're taking the research and everything that's been done on the university, and they're putting it in the hands of farmers like yourself, so that you can make a profit and do something that you love.
And you don't have to sift through the garbage to get to the good stuff.
It's legit because it's coming out of the Cooperative Extension program.
And a lot of the people that I've talked to have been extremely helpful, been very, very, very forthcoming. A lot of times in the civilian side, you run up against, well, we'll tell you a little bit, but we don't really give away all our secrets because we can't sell you anything. I'm not looking to buy anything. I'm looking to do this myself.
Yeah.
So anytime any veteran or their family has some type of interest in agriculture, they can either go to our website or they can come to us directly. We get them registered. And from there, they can be anywhere from just level 1 of farming, no land, no anything, all the way up to they've been farming for a few years and just want to make their farm look better or be a more successful business. So anybody who has any type of farming needs can come to us, and then we build a personalized case file around them. And we introduce them to their local regional extension agent and their county coordinator, and then we just continue to support them throughout their farming journey. We really focus on the first 5 years of farming because that's the most likely that any farm could fail. So we want to see them be successful, so we really focus on those first 5 years.
So you're helping kind of rebuild and get reacclimated, right?
Yes.
You're building a sense of community.
Correct, and it's reintegration. Reintegrating into the community. We're great at sending people off to war. We're horrible at bringing them home.
Yeah.
Okay, that's part of what we want to do. You've met some other veterans out here. You've talked with some of the other veterans. We all had a hard time coming back. I had a suicide attempt in 2014, and part of it was I had 3 major surgeries, and then they put me on Wellbutrin and didn't track me well enough, and the Wellbutrin was counterindicative for me. It didn't work the way it was supposed to. So everything all together, so that's what I'm passionate about. That's why. Because a lot of times people come back and they don't get the care they really need. They get lip service. I want to do more than that.
Yeah. So you're providing a safe place to come
Try
back, to heal, and
to
be ready.
To do that, and also we expect people here 9 to 18 months roughly. The amount of time it takes. Most of them are coming here, they don't have any benefits. Okay, to get them their medical benefits, get them into vocational rehab. So, we're all working together to take care of veterans.
So how, you obviously love what you do. So why do you love working in Extension so much?
I found Extension. It's just been real near and dear to me. But I grew up on a farm, so being outside and being on a farm, and it has just always been in my blood. So I went to college for journalism, and the jobs I was getting really just wasn't what I wanted to do. So I went back to school for horticulture, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it, and I was real close with the College of Ag. Got real involved in everything to be outdoors and working with plants, and all the people there were just so nice. So when I found out about Extension, I just thought it was a dream job. I just thought, everything that I love to do is in this job, and you get to help people while doing what you love. So it is a dream job, and I like working with the people. I love being on farms and using all this research that people do and using it. So it just really helps everybody, and it's just something that I love.
I just think Extension is it's really different from other places that you can go and work. You get to see a direct benefit. You get to go out to these farms and see their progress from level 0 all the way to them being a successful farm. And that's just not something you can get in other levels or other industries. With Extension, it's a focus and outreach that I really enjoy.
I think one of the neatest things about Extension is the ability to have a job where every day you're helping somebody. The ability to give back. And I really see that in working with students. They really want to be able to contribute something meaningful in their careers. And with Extension, that's what we do. We take, again, science-based information, and we put that in a way that people can understand it, that they can use it to make their lives better.